Hi, and welcome to Hoffman's Hot Seat. I'm Tom Hoffman at 1-to-1 Media. Joining me today is Joshua Duhl, Vice President of Marketing and Product Management at North Plains. Today we'll be discussing steps that marketers can take to apply digital asset management to help develop and maintain tight relationships with customers. Joshua, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Tom. My pleasure.
Joshua, can you describe for us what is digital asset management?
Digital asset management, or DAM, as it's often described, is a process and a tool for organizing or creating digital assets, and I'll describe what that is in a second. But it helps you to create them, to manage them, to distribute them, or to archive them. And when we talk about an asset, we generally are referring to a rich media file, such as an image or photograph or video or audio. And so we're talking about how do we create those, manage those, and distribute those within the marketing process.
So how can marketers apply digital asset management to develop and maintain tight relationships with existing customers?
Over the past couple of years, digital media has really become ubiquitous, and it's become an essential for marketers to communicate with their customers. Digital media is used for doing one of three things: either to communicate, to advertise, or to train your customers or your prospects. And when we're communicating with them, there's so many ways now to communicate, whether it's through the web, through email, through social media, television or broadcast, or online like through YouTube, but you're using a video instead, or even through print. And in many cases, we want to communicate with them through multiple channels at the same time. And we want to have different ways of engaging them with consistent media and consistent messaging. Depending on what your industry is, you're going to use this digital media in a variety of ways to communicate or to train or to educate your customers. And so as a marketer, first of all, you want to be able to find the media that you have. And in many cases, this is step one for marketers, is they often don't know what they have, or it's often stored out on some file system without any ability to really search it and find what you have, especially if these are images or graphics or even video. There's rarely information around it to be able to find it. So from the marketing perspective, you want to be able to first find it, and more rapidly you can do that, then you can begin to reuse that over and over again, and we find that's the first step that marketers have in starting to create these deeper and tighter relationships with their customers. And then the second part of it is, from a marketing perspective, is if you don't have that media, how quickly can you create it and then get it distributed out to them? And so that's the second area where digital asset management plays a role, and that is to manage those processes of creation, whether it's with creative people who are using Adobe tools or video people who are using various video editing environments or whatever. How do we manage those processes to create the content we have? Now, once we have it, store it in a way that can be searched very quickly, like we just described, and then distribute it out directly to my website or directly into my social media, or integrate it into an email campaign, or use it by pushing it out as content out to a direct sales force. That might be the one way that we are in contact with our customers, is through our salespeople or through our support people, or even in some cases through telemarketers who are trying to communicate that way as well. So the way DAM is kind of, it operates in the background, helping you to create and push that content out to the places and locales, and people want their media everywhere, even on their cell phones, so you can push it out to those devices as well. There's nothing that's going to get you around the creation of good content. Somebody has to do that. Somebody has to come up with that. But getting it to where the customer wants to receive it on the device that they want, that's where DAM can really help.
Okay, great. So if we were to take this a step further, what are some techniques that marketers can use to leverage digital asset management to generate new leads?
Well, there's a number of ways. In many cases, what's happening is, if you're marketing globally, you also have to have regional or local variations of your content. So if I'm going into one part of the United States, for example, if I'm a retailer, I might be advertising snow shovels in Massachusetts in the winter and warm weather clothes for Arizona and other warm regions during the winter. So I might need to be able to have the same content or different content going to different regions with different messages. So digital asset management can help retailers finely tune and finely target the right media for the right audience. It works in conjunction with other tools like email marketing. So, for example, you could put out two different email campaigns with different images to do your A/B comparison testing and see which one is more relevant to your audience. But the digital asset management system can help in the background to feed the right images or the right content for that on demand. So on the fly, your website can pull out the right content directly from the DAM, or pull it into the content management system and present it, or it can create these pieces that are regionally localized for that audience. In some cases as well, we've had advertisers working in conjunction with a brand or in conjunction with a company that need to dynamically create a new piece of material on the fly, whether it be a coupon or a promotion or an advertisement. And now we're working with some companies that want to do banner ads and dynamically create banner ads for different websites on the fly. So these are a lot of the different advertising use cases that digital asset management can feed into, because it can dynamically help to pull the right content, approved content, integrate that into, say, a template that has a layout or format that's preferred, including with pieces like logos and other material that should be in the right position on the right place, and then allows the retailer or the advertiser to change those things that need to be able to be changed, like the address or the promotion or the discount amount or the price. So this is another way that digital asset management, in conjunction with dynamic publishing tools for the web or for print or even for online for dynamic banner ads, can be worked together to help advertisers and therefore marketing create these better relationships with their customers.
Terrific. Well, Joshua, thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.